Trump's magnum opus is a best-selling book called The Art of the Deal. Trump's reputation for many years was based on his ability to make agreements in a slick and effective manner.
We don't make great deals anymore, but we will once I become president.
The United States will withdraw from the Iran nuclear deal.
People get together, they make deals. Ronald Reagan did it.
Russia has violated the agreement, so we're going to terminate the agreement. We're going to pull out. I am a deal maker, and that's what the country needs. Is the United States will withdraw from the Paris Climate Accord.
But is Trump a deal maker or a deal breaker? He's not exactly living up to his long-standing reputation. Take the Iran nuclear agreement. Not only has the United States pulled out, but Washington is actually reimposing the sanctions that were lifted in 2015. And allies of America are not ready to play ball.
We decided to continue the work in terms of coordinating the European Union measures and mechanisms we are putting in place to this aim, to protect the economic investments of the European businesses that have legitimately invested and engaged in Iran.
Just a week earlier, Donald Trump pulled out of the 1987 Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Agreement. Now, this is a historic deal made by Mikhail Gorbachev and Donald Trump's hero, Ronald Reagan. Now, Trump says that pulling out of the treaty will actually make the world safer.
Unless Russia comes to us and China comes to us and they all come to us and they say, let's really get smart and let's none of us develop those weapons.
Short-range nukes will soon be rolling off the production line. But the reality is that neither short or intermediate-range nuclear missiles could actually reach the USA from Russia. Breaking the deal is not a threat to America. It's a threat to Europe and Asia. And allies of the United States know that very well.
We regret the withdrawal announced by the US. We see this treaty as a very important arms control instrument and something that also serves European interests and therefore also German interests.
Trump has also pulled out of the Paris Climate Accord. Now, that's a move that no other country in the world, ally or opponent of the United States, supported. Even Macron, who's tried really hard to be Donald Trump's best pal, couldn't approve of the move.
I do respect this decision, but I do think it is an actual mistake, both for the US and for our planet.
Yes, Trump withdrew, but there's a catch. The actual language of the agreement doesn't allow the United States to pull out until November 4th, 2020. And that, coincidentally, happens to be the day after the vote on Donald Trump's re-election as President of the United States. So unless Donald Trump gets 4 more years, he's pretty powerless when it comes to carbon emissions.
It's getting harder and harder to take this US president more seriously when we talk about deal breakers. I mean, this is the price we pay, isn't it, when we elect in a reality TV star. You know, there's a certain obsession, a certain narcissism there. His logic behind this pulling out of international agreements is to give himself more leverage and more power at a later date and actually take more of the media coverage. But I think that's also part of his personality, which is, you know, he's very mercurial, he's capricious, he likes to do things at the last moment, he doesn't have much respect for international institutions and organizations. But I think he's actually learning the hard way that even when you go ahead and you have those one-on-one talks, then when you walk away, you still have to get your people to come together with your opponent and to go through the long diplomatic process. And that's what Trump doesn't understand. He doesn't understand anything at all about international diplomacy. He doesn't really understand diplomacy at all.
As they say, it takes 2 to tango. And Donald Trump is very good at making the first move when it comes to terminating agreements. But it seems pretty clear that the rest of the world isn't dancing to the same tune. Caleb Maupin, RT, New York.